Give it up for our first comic of the show, Joleen Lunzer.
Oh my God, thank you guys so much. This is amazing. Oh my God, I wore Spanx for you guys. I am sweating. I don't know, any ladies over 35 here? Seriously, nobody tells you, but once you're over 35, your tits never stop sweating. That is, I haven't done cardio in 2 years, sir, but I am literally running a marathon between my tits, okay? Like you're young, you know, so in between, dry as a bone, but me, river runs fucking through it. It is disgusting. He just popped a boner. Everybody has a kink. Everybody has a kink. But I love Vegas. I love this band. Oh my God, just like hearing music again and like nostalgic music. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've been listening to a lot of music from my childhood. I don't know, there's just this thing with the pandemic where you just want to feel, you know, back when you didn't have to wear a mask and stay inside. And I kind of like staying inside though, because I don't really like a lot of fucking people. But it's been kind of nice. But I'm ready to get out, you know. But I was a teenager. I don't know if how old you guys are here, but I was a teenager in the 90s. And so I've been listening to, yes, I'm a big fan of like 90s rap and hip hop, you know, like clearly. The weird thing is going back listening to this and remembering how old I was when I listened to it, and that I thought little Minnesota Joleen vampire skin could relate to that shit. Like, I remember talking my mom into getting me the NWA cassette tape when I was 12. Yes, because I told her NWA stood for No Whining Anytime. And Eileen in Minnesota was like, that sounds nice. That sounds real nice. My favorite rapper of all time, though, is Too Short. You guys big Too Short fans? Yes. My mom, she bought me a Too Short t-shirt. I can remember being 12 years old in St. Paul, Minnesota, like walking down the street, rapping to his lyrics, not knowing what the fuck they meant, you know? Just like, bitches, come a dime a dozen, so don't get mad when I fuck your cousin. What? Like, what? But I was like, yeah, don't get mad. I might fuck your cousin. I don't know. What is a fuck? Where is my vagina? I didn't know. I was 12, sir. You're still wondering. It's here. It's here. Somewhere around here it is. But my favorite rapper when I was a teenager was Biggie. And my favorite song was the 10 Crack Commandments. You guys remember that song? I remember listening to that song and just like, I fucking get it. I fucking get it. Because he had a line in it and he said, never sell no crack where you rest at. I don't care if they want an ounce, tell them bounce. And that goddamn credit, forget it. You think a crackhead's paying you back, shit, forget it. And I was like, yes. I understood, sir, because I was a Girl Scout. And yeah. And I sold cookies, you know, and my dad was always like, hook me up with some of them Thin Mints, I'll get you back, and he never paid me. Biggie had another song that's kind of relevant to now, with the vaccine and stuff, you know, it was Who Shot Ya? And I was young at the time, and I was like, my pediatrician, Dr. Belthons, shot me up with all kinds of shit, measles, mumps, and rubella. Back when people believed in it. It was a nice time. You seem so sweet. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, yeah, like, fuck yeah, right in your face. You're adorable. I love you. I love you. I love Vegas. I got married here 6 years ago. I eloped with my husband. Thank you. Yes, because I don't know if you guys know this. You don't have to pay for your relatives who you don't like to drink and eat. You can just go to Vegas and all by yourself. We did that. It was great. It was great. Someone's planning it back. I told you we shouldn't have fucking got married, you know? Weddings. Like, I've been in enough weddings to know. And the worst thing is when you show up at a wedding and someone has a cash bar. I was like, clearly you are not ready to be married, okay? Like, you're not ready for a lifelong commitment if you are charging your friends to drink. Roll it into an elopement. Okay. A lot of people told me, though, they told me, like, once you get married, shit will change, Jolene. It'll change. But that is not true, you guys. I've been married 6 years now, and I'll tell you, not a lot has changed, okay? Because I still cry just as much. All the time, sir, all the time. Only now I have someone contractually obligated to watch me cry. Like, he signed a piece of paper. How stupid is that? Oh my God. And I looked it up in case he wants to run. The average divorce in California where we live costs $20,000. I know, and we share a bank account, so I know he can't afford it. So I'm cocky. I walk around our house every day. I'm like, tears for years, motherfucker. This is forever. I don't know why I do this. This is what you do when you're over 40 and you give 0 fucks. This is how we dance now. And then when you're sober, I've been sober now for 9 years. Anybody else sober? Really? Don't clap, it's horrible. Oh God, have you had sober sex? That's horrible. Horrible. Do you guys know you have to stay awake through the whole thing? It's so intimate. I was like, what? Like, look at me. No, I close my eyes. I fall asleep. I black out. That's sex, right? You wake up, pregnancy test, we're good. And then you move on with your life. But no, because when you're drunk, like, sex is so much more fun, when I was drunk. Because you just feel so sexy. You're just like, I'm so sexy. You're so lucky. And then when you're sober, you have to just do it, because you don't want to bend over. You just doing it and all. I'm just paying attention to everything. I'm looking at those dents in my legs from pandemic eating. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I know this is supposed to be fun, but it's not. Just bring me your biggest t-shirt. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of t-shirt sex. That's fun. Yep. But I'm fun. I like to surprise my husband. I like to keep it fresh, keep it rolling. I don't know why I said rolling. I'm trying to really just be real cool right now, guys. Just keep it rolling. This set slaps. You're like, shut up, Karen. Move along. I realize I look like the poster child for Fox News. I get that about myself. I dyed my hair blonde right after Trump was elected. I was like, fuck. I had beautiful brunette hair before then, but I was starting to go gray. So I had to make a decision, do I want to look hateful or, young or old? And I chose hateful. So I live in LA. That was the right choice. But I like to surprise my husband. I like to play games. You guys play games together? I feel like maybe you two, you're together, all three of you are together. That's fun. And it's Vegas. What happens in Vegas, ends up everywhere. And gosh, I like to play games with him. My favorite game to play, ladies, I'm just gonna give you a little tip. My favorite game to play is forget to take my antidepressants and ruin his day. Oh my God. It is so fun. If I can't be happy, you can't be happy. That's not how it goes. He's shaking his head. He's like, this bitch better shut up. She is empowering the women. I love you guys. You guys are so sweet. No, I do. I love my husband. I love him very much. We have this a couple, married. Married couples, you always have that couple hang out with. You're like, want to go bowling? Because it gets really boring. When you're young and single, you're doing stuff all the time. Then you're married, you're like, want to go bowling? Want to have a game night? And you're like, okay, it's better than dying. And then you do it. And our couple that we hang out with all the time, they took us out to breakfast the other day, and they wanted to tell us that they are breaking up. And I was like, ooh, could have sent that in a text. No reason to put such a bummer on my eggs Benedict. Okay, Christy, cool. And then they proceeded to tell us why they broke up, and this is gonna be on TV, so this will be fun. The guy in the relationship cheated on the woman, but they wanted us to know that we didn't have to pick sides because they were gonna remain friends. I know, right, see, yes. Well, we were driving home, and my husband looked at me and he was like, hey, Jolene, if I cheated on you, would we still be friends? I was like, no. You'd be dead. And we'd be a Dateline episode. I don't believe in divorce, but I do believe in Snapped, okay? I will stab that motherfucker. I will stab him. We were never friends. Stab him in the chode. Wherever, you know what I mean? I have enough friends, miss. I don't need anyone else to go to brunch with. I need someone to be faithful to me. That's what I need. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. My husband is Mexican. My last name is Hernandez, but I haven't legally changed it yet. And I work in an office, and this lady at my office, she said the weirdest thing to me. She was like, oh, Joleen, your husband's Mexican? Do you ever get confused because they all look alike? I know, I was like, no, racist Pam in accounting, I don't. I always know which one he is. I feel like you'll hear that about every race of people except for white people. You know, and for me, growing up in Minnesota, in the Midwest, around a bunch of white Nordic-looking dudes like this one right here, you know, you guys all look alike to me. Like in college, I dated a guy from Wisconsin once. We went to Target, got separated, never saw him again. What happened to him? So if you guys see Bjorgen, tell him I'll be on season 3 of Laugh After Dark. No, I love my in-laws. I have great in-laws. My mother-in-law, she's fantastic. She only calls me fat every other time I see her, so that is so nice. But my husband said that is like more of an immigrant-parent relationship, to just point out like, you are fat and disgusting, please fix it. And I'm used to like the Minnesota mom parenting, where they just lie to you and give you unrealistic self-esteem. Because my mom was always like, Joleen, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. I would die to look like you. I just die. And then I moved to Los Angeles, and I was like, that bitch lied. That bitch lied. Because I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm a sturdy girl. Like, I can, like, you know, I grew up in a place where you have to, like, shovel and lift shit like cows. And so being strong is sexy, you know, but in LA, it's just not sexy, okay? Being strong is being, like, very waif, you know? All the women, you have to look like you can barely hold your head up and just walking down the street like, oh, God. I saw a woman the other day who was like, oh, my God, my uterus is so heavy. It's so heavy. I can't do this. I'm moving back to Ohio. I've had it. My father-in-law has this great story. He immigrated here when he was a kid, and then he went on to get his PhD from Stanford. Like, it's amazing. Like, you never hear these wonderful immigration stories like that, and I love him. And my little sweet Minnesota mom was really nervous to meet him because he's got a PhD from Stanford. He's a professor, and my Minnesota mom just is into hand towels. She's just like, I just love hand towels. Bury me in hand towels. And I'm going to, because caskets are expensive, okay? That and Kohl's cash. That's what I'm going to wrap around her when she is dead, and that's how she will know she was loved. But she was really nervous to meet my father-in-law, and so she was like, I don't know. I can't pronounce his name. It's a really hard name to pronounce. You guys, his name is Manuel, so not the hardest Mexican name, you know? Pretty easy. So my husband is a comedian as well, so we like to mess with her. So we told her, like, don't worry. You know, actually, it's a sign of respect in the Mexican culture if you call the man of the house by Big Papi. And my mom was like, no. And I was like, fine, Eileen, you can be a racist if you want to, but that's how they fucking do it. Okay? And so I didn't know that when they met, she would do it. So meeting my Stanford-educated father-in-law, my little Minnesota dish towel mom rolls up on him and was like, hola, Big Papi. And he looked at me, and she looked at me, and I was like, she's very racist. I'm Joleen Lunzer Hernandez. Thank you guys so much.